Hi, it's Michelle Peltier, and here's what we're following on the family meeting. Wait a minute. Okay. The Trump administration's decision to close a regional Head Start office in Chicago this week. I can't. Okay. In Chicago this week has raised questions about the program, which serves more than 28. Government shut down the Chicago office Tuesday, along with regional Head Start offices in Boston, New York, San Francisco, and Seattle, according to the nonprofit National Head Start Association. The regional offices were the pipeline to federal funding for Illinois Head Start programs, which were left unsure who to contact and are concerned their programs might have to shut down if they don't receive funding by the start of their next fiscal year, which for some begins May 1st. Heading into this year, most U.S. farmers were hoping to break even or maybe record a small profit if they could find a way to limit their sky high cost. But now they are faced with losing the biggest export market for many of their crops after China retaliated against DT tariffs. Soybean farmers have particular reason to worry because half their crop is exported, and China has long been the biggest buyer. China has also bought a lot of American corn, beef, chicken, sorghum, and other crops as part of spending 24.65 billion on US agricultural products last year. Now with China slapping 34% tariffs on all American products Friday, on top of other tariffs it imposed earlier this year, all of those products will be significantly more expensive in China. One of the biggest long-term concerns is that American farmers and ranchers will lose market share as China turns to Brazil and other countries to buy the soybeans, beef, chicken, and other crops it consumes. China will buy lots of sorghum because it is distilled into the drink Bahu that is as popular there as whiskey is in the United States. But they will get it from other countries. Isn't that interesting? I felt like I needed to get it all in there. This next one's really short. Costco has recorded 13 consecutive weeks of increased foot traffic as it reaffirms its commitment to DEI. According to Retail Brew, Costco's increased foot traffic reached the 13-week mark during the week of March 17th. Unlike Target, Amazon, Walmart, and other major retailers, Costco moved up to uphold its DEI initiatives amid attacks and pressure against such programs and policies from the DT administration. Please visit our webpage, tfmradioshow.com. You can subscribe and follow us on Fanbase, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, Spoutable, Blue Sky, and Twitter. Also subscribe and follow our YouTube channel to view us live on the air and receive reminders when we're on. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the World Wide Headquarters. You got your speaker on again?
No, I muted it. Are we echoing again?
Okay. Welcome to the Worldwide Headquarters of the family. It's family meeting time, y'all. I'm your boy E. That over there's Michelle. Yeah, that's better, right? Yeah. She got her buttons pushed over there.
Oh my God. It's too much.
Yeah. When you push buttons, you know that's
Never.
yeah. I know.
I feel checked.
Yeah. Whatever. Grab your phones, find us on social media. All the places that Michelle mentioned earlier. Hit those places, will you? because I don't want to meet him again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, phones today.
That's right. In the space shuttle cockpit controlling everything is Bobby Longstroke himself.
Hi, Devin.
My man. This curly top around, you know,
We don't know.
might be out on the shoot today.
I can really say something.
Also, be sure to visit our webpage. That's tfmradioshow.com. tfmradioshow.com. You'll find our archive playlists there, our archive shows there, playlist, and a live link to the broadcast right there. That's tfmradioshow.com. And while you're there, mash the button to become a patron. For as little as $5 a month, you can help keep us on. Mash the button. What?
Never mind.
He's always gesturing.
I mean, why isn't she on camera? Because she doesn't have a computer.
773-763-9278 is the number. 773-763-9278. Hey, Michelle.
Hey,
Hey, why don't you tell them about our little shindig we went to on
I
Friday?
will be happy to. So we went to the hoodie ball. Yes. So much fun. So much fun. I forgot. What's the name of the organization? My
My
block.
block, my hood,
My hood.
my city.
My block. Yes.
That's
Just filled with some delightful, young, smart African American people doing some things.
community organizers
Just
personified.
was filled, just so filled.
Yeah.
And the music was good. I mean, it could have had a better DJ, but was a really, really lovely event.
Lovely.
It was lovely.
Lovely again. Okay. You know Michelle likes it when it's lovely.
It makes me happy.
It makes her happy. Right. When it's lovely, it makes
Yes,
you happy.
makes me
That's
happy.
right. Yeah. We want to thank everybody. Thanks for Senator Natalie for
Yes, we love
twisting our
Natalie.
arm to make sure we
Mhm.
got there. We didn't get a chance to eat.
Not really. And the food looked amazing.
Oh my God. They had this long line of people, and we're like, we'll wait to get in the line. And then they refused to let us get in the line. But they started talking.
Well, that makes sense, right? You're not supposed to.
No, hell
Yes.
no. I'm hungry.
You're not. You're supposed to pay attention to the program.
Man, the hell with
That's
them
why
people.
we're there.
No, the hell with them people.
You're such
It's
a
the mayor
curmudgeon
and some
sometimes.
other dignitary people. And there's folks standing
Terry
there. You couldn't even
Peckwinkle.
see them. You couldn't even see them because the people were standing there taking pictures.
Well, that was not good.
Let me eat then.
Come on, give them room for error.
Let me eat, man. As I showed up hungry.
I did too.
Yeah, I wanted to eat. Then I was left with a little cheesy ravioli
But
stuff.
they were good.
I mean, but damn. It's like
They had
leftovers,
salmon
man.
that we
It's like-
didn't get.
That was like the chitlins of real food or something here. We're going to eat the high on the hog. Y'all get the guts.
That's because they let people, I think, get more than they were supposed
No, they
to.
should have brought plenty, man.
Or
They ate up all the sushi.
they had, or they had people come twice. I think that was happening too. You got to manage that better. I mean, what I had was good. Ravioli was really good.
Yeah.
We didn't get that much dessert either. I got what was left.
Was there dessert too?
I brought it to the table.
Oh, that's
what was
right.
left.
Yeah. It looked picked over.
And it was. That was all that was left.
I was trying to, on the way home, I was trying to find a smoothie or something. to satisfy. We showed up at a McDonald's, and of course, they had the raggedy ass smoothie machine. It don't work tonight.
Oh my gosh, that is the
I
worst.
had to go home smoothieless.
Did you spend any money?
On what?
The auction?
No, I didn't see anything I wanted.
Well, I didn't either, but I got some raffle tickets,
Okay.
to be in the spirit of it.
Congratulations. Congratulations on that. By the way, in case you're inclined, it is drunk ass Adrian's birthday today.
Yay! Happy birthday!
Mhm. You know what he's doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
that's why you call him drunk ass Adrian.
That's right. And he was there with us.
Yes.
Of course, with Stella.
Yes,
And they
Stella.
couldn't wait to get belly up to the bar because that's what they do.
And then I drank what they drank,
That's right.
and it was so good.
That's right. That's
Mm.
right.
Open
right.
bar, by the way, people.
Yeah.
All premium liquor. Thank you very much.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any. So
I know.
yeah. So
I drank yours.
yeah. Thank you for that too.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So this week,
Mm.
let me tell you something. In case you don't know already, I am by profession a financial advisor.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you began to see the stock market tumble, I have some 1,000 clients or so that are actively invested. Yeah, that are actively invested in the market.
How much did they lose, Eric?
They lost some money, but that's what happens. That's how the game goes.
Do they stay or do they go? What are you recommending?
Well, okay, that's what I wanted to be clear about today. So I had people sending me messages saying, "Hey, listen, can you comment on that? Can you give listeners advice?" And the answer is no.
Oh, really?
No, I cannot. I should not, more than anything. It would be a little like a doctor attempting to diagnose you without talking to you
Sure.
and examining you.
Sure.
So if by chance you hear me utter something and you take it as advice, it wasn't advice.
Your
It was not advice.
disclaimer for the day.
No, it was not advice. I'm not giving you advice on what to do. But I can tell you, everybody knows in investing that the goal is to buy low and sell high. So what is it?
Low.
Okay. Everybody knows that you buy low and you sell high. And what is it again?
Low. So you wait it out.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that at all.
Okay.
That's not what I said. I didn't say that at all. But so the meat of the conversations that I had this week were helping people. I was having you need to man up conversations, right? Are you invested or are you an investor? An investor understands buy low and sell high. The one thing that I can, and as a rule, advisors just don't offer guarantees. Nothing's guaranteed, right? But what I can guarantee you in this instance is that they're going to fix it. The orange imbecile notwithstanding, they will fix it because they have way more of their wealth tied up in this than just about everybody listening to us right now. All 5 of y'all.
Sure. 37.
37 of y'all. All 37 of y'all listen to us right now. We can find one person that has 100 times as much money invested in what happens to that stock market. So the only question is when.
And how?
Well, we do know how.
Okay.
All of this. So that's what gets me. We were talking about this earlier. And I think you feel the same way. Everybody, well, not everybody. I should say everybody is dramatic. The news prefers to behave as if this is new or unprecedented. I'm talking about everything, right? We've had presidents who y'all have forgotten, who have done the same thing. Ronald Reagan did it. Ronald Reagan started a tariff war, as I recall, with Japan. What was the result? You know what the result was?
I don't remember.
You do. You know it right now. You see it all the time. The result is Japanese manufacturing plants in the South.
Oh.
See that? You got Toyotas and Hondas and BMWs in South Carolina. Now, the other side of that is, why are they in Mississippi, Alabama, and South Carolina?
No unions.
No unions. So the adverse impact, there's a lot of adverse impacts of a tariff war, but that was the result. Okay, so are you a thinking person or are you going to subscribe to the dramatic? Right? This isn't new. And there is the answer as to how is that there's a couple of answers to that. It's one of a couple of things that'll happen. And it works out. At the risk of sounding hopeful,
it's just I have goosebumps.
But it's this is not being hopeful.
Oh,
this is understanding how greed works. Any number of people, and many of you listening, a part of your compensation. My son just got a raise.
Oh, nice.
At work, right? And he got an increase in his stock option grants. So now he's tied in, right? So he ain't the only one. Dude, how's that? 28, 29? 28. He's 28 years old. So if he's 28 getting stock grants, what is the dude who's 40 who's serving as a senior vice president getting? That dude wants this to turn around.
Well, wasn't Muskie asking his Tesla people not to sell their stock?
I hadn't heard. I don't know.
I think he was last week before, maybe. He was begging them not to.
So the act of selling in mass drives stock prices down.
Right.
They call it. You hear the term sell off,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what tends to drive it down. And why do people sell?
Fear.
Hysteria.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually rumors or something like that drive people to begin to sell. And when they begin to sell aggressively, if you're in a neighborhood and everybody on the block is selling their house, the price of the houses tend to go down.
Right.
That's just the nature of the economy.
Sure.
So I'm not suggesting you stay. I think if you can't sleep, you got to get up. For some reason, just contemplating this makes you unable to sleep. You got to get out. I'm not suggesting you do one or the other, though. If you want me to give you some direct advice, you got to holler at your boy and have enough money.
I was going to say, you got to have a check ready or something.
Something, man. This ain't free.
Right.
This is how I
Nor
eat.
should it be, right?
No, this is how I eat, man. And you ain't. I don't. You need a lot of money. You just need some money because your boy got to eat. Right?
Your girl does too.
So it ain't new. And, what struck me was, and I was reminded of this by somebody I heard, I think on the radio, who was talking about Reagan's tariff war with Japan.
Yeah.
And please, if you guys are read in on this, you correct me if I'm wrong. But as I recall, this was happening in the 80s. He launched a tariff war for much the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he did it with much more care and thought. But we know the people who voted for him know that everything this dude touches dies.
Absolutely. Say it one more time for the people in the back row.
Everything this dude touches dies. Look at the trail of harmed people from his last election, his last term.
Yeah.
All the attorneys who lost their law licenses, any number of people locked up in jail.
Yeah.
All these people lost money. He's done it all of his life.
Yep. Since he started doing business.
Right. He killed Atlantic City. He killed the USFL. I mean, he killed any number of things. Everything he touches dies. That's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is how many people, how many things will die? That's the only question we're contemplating.
That's
here.
the thing that breaks my heart is the casualties. I just think that's unfortunate.
But I think, and I thought about this because of you. I think history informs us about how harmed people come out of this. And so previous to Reagan, for instance, and this is not me advocating for his policies, his tariff war with Japan, but them people in Mississippi had no opportunity down there. Now they got jobs. They ain't union jobs, but they got jobs. I mean, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying that we know what happens. This is not running around acting like this is that all day long. So it's ridiculous. What's he doing? You know what he's doing.
I think he doesn't know what he's doing.
Absolutely not.
He doesn't know what tariffs are.
He's a walking, talking imbecile.
That's the problem.
That's what happens, man. That's what happens. So y'all voted for him. So take your lumps like a man.
Or a woman.
Or it. Whatever you are. Take your lumps. Take your lumps, man. So we'll talk about that and whatever else. Can't we?
Can't be.
773-763-9278 is the number. Stay tuned for more. 773-763-9278. 773-763-9278. It's kind of like, you get it. When's the last time you had a car? Been that long?
About 5
5 years
years.
ago? Okay.
Mhm.
When you buy a car, if it's a used car, it may not be new, but it's new to you.
Sure.
It's kind of like we're living through that right now. Right? It ain't new. It's just new to the people who are experiencing it or who have managed to forget it for whatever reason. Um, this ain't new. Um, I think if I were to offer any advice, calm and solace comes from understanding history. Um, it just ain't new. None of it's new. I mean, the level of stupidity is, uh, I think, is unprecedented. Um, but the level of racism and that kind of thing, that ain't unprecedented. That can't you can't possibly believe. You can't possibly believe that's unprecedented.
It's not unprecedented, but it's worse.
No,
You don't think so?
worse than being lynched
Well, no,
at 3
I'm
a
sorry.
week.
My apologies. That's true.
I mean, see, arguably, there's different kind of lynchings going on right now.
Mhm.
But targeting non-white men by this country, that ain't new.
That's true.
We got a whole group of people who are accustomed to that, who endured it even during Obama and Biden's years by your corporate relationships or your local grocery store or department store.
I know that this is not what you're saying, but it doesn't make it right.
Absolutely not. But it doesn't make it new. See, I heard somebody on television the other day talking about getting back to normal. We've talked about this before. I don't want to go back to that either.
I mean, what does that mean?
It goes back to being targeted in department stores.
But you know what I mean, though, right? Everybody's normal. What does normal mean to you? Everybody's normal's different.
Well, I'm talking systemically. See, oftentimes what we do is we allow we allow people to individualize systemic activities. We see it all the time here. If we say the Republican Party is racist, and then they'll point to, or one of them will raise their hand, well, I'm not racist. But that doesn't mean that the system isn't racist.
Correct.
Right? So too often we allow people to individualize systemic problems. Okay, what's normal? What's normal here is for people who are non-white men to be put upon. If you're a non-white man, if you're a white woman, you're put upon by white dudes. So if we're talking about trying to get back to normal, what is normal? And do we really want that?
Right.
Right. Part of it requires you to acknowledge that it's systemic. There's no reason in the world. No reason in the world. If you guys listened a few weeks ago when we had Sierra on and her little odyssey with being arrested, there's no reason in the world that should have occurred. If you haven't, go back to the episodes 3 weeks ago, whatever it was.
But that's the individualization of it, though, right? It shouldn't have happened, but it happened to her. We were all affected by it.
Right. Exactly. And she's not the only one.
Right.
There's a lot of people she's probably locked up with who endured something similar.
Right.
So, unless people start to admit to themselves that the whole thing is a problem. And so what are you striving for? Mm-hmm. And when I see people in the streets, apparently I had a big march yesterday or something.
Millions and millions and millions of people all over the country.
People. Right.
If you looked at any of the footage, we were nowhere. I'm telling you.
We being Black people.
Yes. Yeah. I'm telling you, that just made me happy.
That did too. That did too.
It did. Yeah. I mean, this was so organic for us to just sit it out. There wasn't it was all over social media, of course, but there was no real concerted effort. There weren't any meetings about it, none of that stuff. And it just happened. I thought that was amazing.
Even I listened to some of what Cory Booker said, especially at the end when he stood up for 25 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Standing up for a couple of hours is a problem for me.
25 hours.
That man boo-booed on himself.
No, he didn't.
So you don't know this.
Yes, I do.
You were there. You were there.
I know what he did. He didn't eat for 2 days. He stopped drinking water.
But you
And
never stopped producing urine.
And there was nothing in his system.
But you never stopped producing urine.
He stopped. Listen, I'm telling you what he said.
He can't stop producing urine.
I'm just telling you what he said.
That's
He did not drink or eat for 48 hours.
He had on a diaper. He did something.
He may have had it, but he said he didn't do either. He didn't do one or two.
I heard him utter the words that we're better than this.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the other 25 and
you didn't hear the I confess that I haven't been doing the best that I can. I confess that the Democrats have fallen short. I confess to me, that was amazing.
He said that.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you care?
Care about what?
What that whole night and what that meant?
Because it was histrionics. It was performative. I mean, thank you.
But it moved so many people.
To do what?
Millions and millions of people watched that.
To do what?
We'll see. I mean, I think people were feeling alone, right? Him doing that made it feel like, well, maybe the Democrats are going to start doing something.
Well, that's hope. That's not. You can't honestly believe that.
I am hopeful.
Okay, that's what I just said. That's hope. That's hope.
Everybody works for their campaign. Everything that they do. What's wrong with his campaign? Sure it does, but it doesn't mean that he wasn't being altruistic by doing it anyway. He's doing it for the people to energize us, to make us snap out of the funk that we're in. He did it. So what do you want him to do? What do you want him to do? Him or them? Them and him.
Okay, so I want them the things that we're watching get done are so incredibly stupid that you shouldn't spend the preponderance of your time filing lawsuits to stop them from doing something. You should file lawsuits to make them do something. Right. Okay. So we have to, we're eliminating diversity, equity, and inclusion. Eliminating diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Right.
Right. So good. Let's start with the Electoral College.
Okay.
So they should be filing a lawsuit to abolish the Electoral College under the executive order of eliminating DEI. Spend all the time filing lawsuits to just stop them from doing things. Instead of filing lawsuits to make them do something.
Okay, I hear you. But I don't think they can hear us, Eric.
It's okay.
Okay.
So, do something.
I mean,
it's performative.
Yeah, but filing lawsuits to get them to stop doing things is not bad either. That's not bad.
I mean, it's more performative. Right.
No, we can never.
The courthouse and wave this and say we won, we stopped them.
No, because we're winning a lot of those cases.
About half of them, yeah.
That's a good thing.
Okay, so congratulations on stopping them from doing something. Now what?
Proactive, I guess. There's no making you happy.
What's to be happy about?
There's hope.
Died 10 years ago, man. I want action. I want stuff. Do stuff. Stand up. Do things. I'm here to do anything. I don't see them doing anything.
Got you. Yeah.
People. I'm not hating on old people.
Yes, you are.
I'm just saying, what are you doing? It ain't no, that's the thing. You know, we need to collectively stop with the stuff. You know,
I agree with that.
we've seen this before. We can go back to Lincoln's predecessor, that Klansman. What's the Coolidge? The president that had them do a showing of Death of a Nation. Used to be the president of Princeton University or something.
I know you're talking about, yeah.
Same thing. Much the same thing he put up on people. People being lynched daily. Times. Kennedy, Johnson. Obama went over there and killed Gaddafi. He was trying to rebuild Africa. Don't.
No, we know anymore, Eric.
These are obviously solvable problems. To my way of thinking. It's a discussion around politicians to do something. It's not even it's just stupidity. It's profound stupidity. We've talked about this before. This country creates enough food to feed everyone.
To feed everybody. Yep.
And somehow we can't figure out a way to feed everyone.
It's true.
What's that about? Why can't you figure that out? What are you doing? You're hoping, right?
That's just my nature.
Are you still hoping?
I always keep hope alive.
Yeah, okay.
It's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an optimist.
If you say so.
I am. Because, the yous of the world.
What did I do?
Just, you're
trying to push people to get things done.
David Downer.
No, I'm trying to push people to get things done. You can perceive me dragging the people that we expect to advocate for our permanent interests as targeting or as an insistence that they do better.
Okay.
So that's not being a downer, is it?
Well, it all depends on your presentation.
Really?
Yes.
So I have to be nice when I tell you, stand the hell up,
Yes.
do something.
Yes.
I have to be nice.
Yes.
That's what I have to do.
Yeah.
Tell me how that goes, Michelle.
Okay. It works for me.
Restate what I'm saying then in the way that I'm supposed to say it. Go ahead and tell everybody how I'm supposed to do this.
Things aren't looking good.
It's a good start. It's a good start.
I need you to help me do this thing so that we can rise above where we are now. It's important. And if we do it together, we can make it happen. That was a soft clap.
And you expect them to say what?
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
That's what you expect them to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what causes kidney bone itis. That's the,
Let me tell you something. My way works. It does.
Give me an example.
I'll give you an example of my cab driver Saturday. So I always take my cab, right? And the cab driver, you have to call the cab. They give the cab driver the address. What she gave him was the wrong address. So he takes me to another center I knew we weren't at the right place, but it was on the same street, but it was dark. And I said, I said, this isn't the right place. And he was like, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. This is where she told me to go, and this is where I'm stopping. And I said, wait a minute. Hold down. Calm down. Are you trying to tell me that you're just going to leave me here? And I've got to figure out my own way there. And then he immediately shut down and was like, I'm sorry. Let's find out where you're. I de-escalated the situation. I was kind. I was not exaggerated like he was. I spoke softly, and I got to where I needed to go safely.
Michelle, you were communicating with a damn cab driver.
You asked for an example of my technique, and that's what I gave you.
You're going to use that with politicians. Huh?
I use it for everything I do when people are excitable like that.
Okay, what do y'all think?
And they can't hear us.
Should I mean them, but everybody. What do y'all think? Tell us if Michelle's way is better than mine.
That was hard, wasn't it?
I need to find some medicine for this kidney problem.
You got cupcakes.
773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the family meeting. 773-763, 9278-773-763, 9278. Yeah, it's going in and out. That's cool though. We got it. So what do you think? Um, Michelle thinks I'm harsh. Harsh? Am I being harsh?
Being hard.
I mean, think of the profile of the people we're talking about here.
Kindness doesn't care. Kindness doesn't
Bring that in.
care.
I don't. You know, you watch these town halls going on now. They seem to be reacting to people raising hell.
Mhm.
You don't want me to raise hell, though.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
What are you saying then, Michelle?
I mean you can raise hell in a different way is all I'm
Different
saying.
way than how, like you
We
did.
just
What you did was that raising hell,
look,
huh? Huh?
don't get it twisted. I can get up there angry, all that. My preference is not to. I'm much better in the sweet space, the nice space.
Yeah, I'm going to ignore your advice.
I wouldn't expect anything else.
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore your advice. Not a thing, man.
Now look, I can take it, when you give me advice on occasion and you're harsh, I
I'm
can take
harsh.
yes. I won't say you're harsh. You're just blunt. You don't there's nothing flowery. Shell, you're doing this the wrong way. You can do it better and you should do it this way instead. Or I'd be like, so Eric. But listen, I can I took it. It was great advice, right? But everybody does not respond to that.
We're not talking about everybody. We're talking about these imbecile politicians.
Especially the imbecile politicians. You have to treat them gingerly because they have such a big ego.
So that's what I ain't gonna do.
I know.
That's what I ain't gonna do.
I know.
I mean, I don't even want to revisit that again. The quality of our elected officials.
Oh no. We don't need
I
to.
mean, and just the profile of the kind of people that career attracts is just problematic.
And I want to know when it changed. I know you and I disagree on that. I think that for a time,
What time
it was a
this?
calling.
What time was this?
I would say
I'm thinking back to colonial years. I can't think of an instance where it was somebody who's being benevolent. I'm going to serve my country.
you don't think Kennedy was that way?
Absolutely not. Kennedy?
Hmm.
Kennedy was trying to tell Dr. King to hold off on this.
Yeah. What about Robert?
Wait a minute. He was trying to get Dr. King to hold off on advocating for civil rights in the midst of people being shot in the streets by water hoses that ripped their clothes off and being lynched at an incredible pace. And Kennedy was saying, women, not now. Now ain't the time. Let them continue to be killed and sprayed with hoses.
I read about that. Yeah.
Okay, so Kennedy, no.
Well, the question is, who did I think was doing it because it was a calling?
Yeah.
Not necessarily what they did.
Give me that.
But why they served. Why I think that they served. I feel like Barack Obama was a public servant.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So we're going to agree to disagree on all of them.
We're going to offer proof statements. When he was a community organizer.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Don't you think that occupation led to his desire to be a senator and finally a president because he wanted to help make the world a better place?
I think they all start off that way. Well, many of them start off that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they fall into the allure, into the bubble.
It's pretty seductive, it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah. So I still haven't found anybody who wanted to serve their country. Biden either.
Oh, come on.
Biden thirsted for being in the White House. He wanted that experience before his demise. He just wanted that.
Well, he wanted that for Bo.
Listen to the language. Go back and listen to the language that Biden used. Now, listen, I think fundamentally that I think Kennedy, I think Obama, I think Biden.
Bill, I think maybe the first Bush was too.
I mean, let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think that they were at a baseline good people. But the trappings were what they were pursuing.
Not initially. I don't think so.
I think 100%.
I don't. We're gonna have to agree to disagree on
No,
that.
we ain't gonna do that. We're gonna offer proof statements, and we're gonna decide if that's true or not.
Okay.
Which doesn't automatically mean that they're evil people. It doesn't mean that.
Sure.
And there's something to be said about ambition.
Yes.
I can admire ambition.
Well, and I think you have to have a lot of ego to go into those professions too.
Unbelievable ego.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of leadership positions require a certain level of ego.
Sure.
To be successful.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
But I juxtaposed all of those people against Michelle Peltier as president. No, this is not a joke. I'm saying that if for some reason you found yourself in the White House, forget how you got there, because it's a distasteful process. Sure. I get that to get there. Mm-hmm. But somehow or another, you squeak through, and now you're in the White House. The Michelle I know insists that people are no longer hungry as a result of my term. Mm-hmm. So how do you finish your term and there are hungry people in a country where there's enough food to feed everybody?
Well, I think that wanting to do a thing and not knowing what that thing encompasses is part of the issue.
Lots of pronouns there. Don't know what you're talking about.
Because I can say
lots of pronouns.
In my first term, I'm gonna end hunger and homelessness.
Why?
And I mean it.
Why?
Why do I want to do that?
Right.
Because nobody should be hungry and homeless.
Okay, this is the way I would say it. Nobody should be hungry and homeless because it's stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
And you're right.
Right.
You're right about that. But I just wouldn't say it.
Well, sometimes don't you need that? Think about if you got up there on a microphone and you told people what I just said. Mm-hmm. There should be no hungry people because it's stupid. Mm-hmm. There's nothing about us that's great if we got hungry people. And it's stupid. Mm-hmm. And it becomes something that goes viral. Mm-hmm. And people are running around saying, yeah, you know what? That is stupid. Mm-hmm.
Like the weird comment during the campaign.
That one too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so people can go for that.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's what a leader does.
Okay.
All this mealy mouth stuff and negotiations and all that stuff. No. Hold on a second. It doesn't make any sense. When Obama was negotiating the Affordable Care Act, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but you act like you don't have to negotiate with other people.
So you know who I think was good at that from what I've read is Lyndon Johnson.
Is that right?
Arm twister. Mm. He's a man of the Senate, though. He's used to going in and horse trading with people. Mm-hmm. But it's alleged, there are stories that people tell about him dragging people in the office and threatening them and standing over them physically. Like, yo.
That's your kind of guy.
That's who I am.
Yeah.
Right. What's the dude from Kentucky? Rand Paul. Mm. What did Rand Paul say? Get his curly head ass over here. Let me talk to him. Which is what I hear Lyndon Johnson did. What'd he say? Get his ass over here. Let me talk to him. We'll get him right. And you threaten his ass. Not with I'm not going to support legislation, all that kind of stuff. But not that kind of horse trading. I'm gonna beat your ass. If you don't make sure that everybody can eat. It doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. If you go out there and you do it again, I'm coming out there in the White House, I'm gonna beat your ass in front of the cameras. That's what's going to happen. Period. Because it's at a point, it's stupid. It's just stupid. Why are we doing this? Why is anybody hungry? Why is there any military veterans who are suffering any hardships? Why?
Shouldn't be.
Right. So if you're in a position of leadership, I'm talking about at all levels, local and otherwise, where you can affect change, where you can enumerate to people how incredibly stupid it is what we're doing. This is stupid. I don't care what party you belong to. This is stupid. Let's do something different about this. Let's make sure that children get a chance to eat when they go to school.
I mean, I hear you, but look at where we are now.
Because we're stupid. Come on, man.
You standing up telling people they're stupid is not going to make them not be stupid.
Yeah, but it'll make the people who voted for me saying, yeah, he's right.
Okay, and then
As
what?
soon as they get stirred up, then the politicians move because that's who they react.
Not anymore, Eric.
They do.
No, they don't.
If it's enough of
We
them,
would not be here if politicians were listening to their constituents. They don't do it anymore.
That's the problem. We think that they weren't. They weren't. This is what their constituents wanted.
No, not overwhelmingly. No, I
Absolutely.
disagree.
They didn't. What you're talking about, their constituents didn't know the consequences. This is what they want. They want those foreigners out of here, and they want those foreign countries to stop taking our money. They didn't know the impact of advocating for that because they're stupid. They're stupid. You hear me? You got more news for us?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we'll try it again, yo. We'll hit the phones after the top of the hour.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
See?
Welcome back. This is Michelle Peltier, and here's more of what we are following in the Family Meeting. On the Near West Side, a project nearly 20 years in the making has finally come to life. The National Public Housing Museum, located at 919 South Ada Street, in the last remaining building of the Jane Addams Homes, officially opened its doors Friday. The first cultural institution in the country dedicated to telling the story of public housing through the voices of those who lived it. The museum is more than a place to remember. It's a space to gather, question, and reimagine what housing justice can be. What's inside? Restored apartments, art and exhibition spaces, oral history archive and oral history collective, empowerment hub, corner store co-op, Doris Conant advocacy space, and a rec room. The National Public Housing Museum is now open, and admission is free. Yeah. What kind of sort? It's $25 for adults, 15 for seniors, but that's for if you go at a different time. So, Amazon, a company founded by billionaire Jeff Bezos, is offering to purchase TikTok, a popular social media app facing a United States ban, if not sold by its Chinese-based parent company, by ByteDance, according to NBC News. DT gave ByteDance a deadline of yesterday to sell or face a ban in the United States. And I think he eased up on that yesterday, gave him another week, I think. And so, yeah, great. Good luck with that. But I have a little gossip for the news today. Throughout the history of Black music, we've loved songs with lyrics that have left us with more questions than answers. Like, who exactly is Billie Jean? And is the kid really not Michael Jackson's son? And who is the guy that Biz Marquis' love interest told him was just a friend? Another classic song that may have left you stumped is the Isley Brothers' 1983 hit ballad, Choosy Lover. In case you don't remember the song or Aaliyah's 90s cover version, Isley is singing to a woman about how happy he is that she chose him after finding out she'd been with someone else. The lyric goes, thought I had a lover, but I was kidding myself, baby. By the time I learned about it, she was sleeping with someone else. Now, after 42 years, this is so good. Isley Brothers lead singer Ronald Isley has finally spilled the tea on who he was talking about in that verse. None other than Bobby Womack. As you may or may not know, Womack had a messy love life which involved 3 marriages, including one to Barbara Cook, the widow of his mentor, Sam Cooke, and an affair with Linda Cook, Sam and Barbara's daughter. What? Scandalous. That's scandalous. Please visit our webpage, cfmradioshow.com. You can subscribe and follow us on Fanbase, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, Spoutable, Blue Sky, and Twitter. Also subscribe and follow us on YouTube to view us live and receive reminders when we're on the air. Don't go anywhere.
773-763-9278, 773-763-9278. Um, so, so is our beef is just tone today. We're talking about tone, right?
Yes.
We're on tone today.
Yes.
And my tone is too aggressive, it's too
It's too.
demanding. I'm asking too much, too
I
loudly,
didn't say you were asking for too much.
too loudly,
Too harsh.
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 I'm too harsh. No, she's right. It's not the first time I've heard that.
Well, I feel like you're feeling some kind of way about it.
I don't. I live on results.
I see.
That's how I eat results. I get results, man.
Okay.
Remember we went to homecoming? Remember that party we went to? They
Yes.
wouldn't let us in?
Yes.
I'll be damned if we didn't get in, did we?
Is that how you got us in?
I'm just saying. I lives on results.
I didn't see you being nasty to anybody while we were
Okay,
there.
so nasty nasty the same as harsh?
Right
Huh?
now, right now,
Huh?
right now.
What?
feel
Huh?
good.
Now you're gonna
Pressure right
cower?
now. I
Now
feel
you're gonna
pressure.
cower? Am I being harsh with you? Am I being harsh with you now?
Yeah.
Am I being nasty with you?
No,
Which one am I being?
stop it.
Harsh or nasty?
Stop it.
Which one am
I
I
feel
being?
pressure.
Okay, so I apply pressure. Is that what you're saying? I apply
Yes.
pressure?
Yes.
I've seen these people. You need to put pressure on them.
Okay, go ahead.
No, don't do that now. No, that's a way of avoiding the conversation.
No, I'm not
Okay,
avoiding
just
the
do it your way. Just have it your way.
no, you
We're
can
going to
you
agree to
can do it
disagree
your
here.
way and I can do it my way. We can both do what we want to do in the way in which we want to do it.
But you would agree that different people react different. You have to treat different people different ways.
I would agree.
Yeah.
But I will tell you,
And somehow or another, you believe that the political class in this country will react to you versus me.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay, I know they'll react to me then.
They'll react to you, but what will you get out of them? Yes, of course you'll get a reaction.
I hope
but
it's
will you
fear.
get what?
I hope it's fear.
Well, see, I don't. That's not my thing.
I thought you were scrappy.
I am scrappy, but I don't lead by intimidating people.
But some people need to be intimidated. Wouldn't you agree?
Sure.
But you don't think these people need to be
I
intimidated.
didn't say that.
What are you saying then?
I'm just answering your questions. Why are you bullying me today?
It's bullying now.
It's whatever I say it is.
Now that sounds a bit harsh. It sure does. You're being harsh, Michelle.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay. I thought we were friends.
See,
you being harsh with me?
This is how. Do you want to answer some calls?
I'm trying to figure out why you want to be harsh. Tell you what. Why don't you do this? If you're ready, Devin, let's let Michelle be harsh with Roosevelt. Go ahead and be harsh with Roosevelt now. Go ahead.
I'm not. Hi, Roosevelt. You're welcome. Help me. Mm.
I got you some slave next week, man. Tune in. I'm gonna mark it down now. I got you some slave next week, my man. Wait a minute. How? Wait a minute, Roosevelt. How? How are they standing up? What do you see that leads us to believe they're standing up? It's performative. It's performative, though. It's performative. It's listen, if you look at the other side, look at the other side. Look what they do, man. Look what they do. If they want something done, they wanna stand up for something, they go to the courts and they demand something. They get you all in lawsuits and try to get what you're doing shut down, right? Or get something that they want. Go ahead, man. Yeah, but they also have control of both houses and the White House. They do things too.
Mhm. Yeah, they stopped. Mhm. Yep.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you think they're waking up? You think they're waking up? Yeah, but they knew all of this. They knew all of this in the election and didn't get out and vote. So now you're upset? Yeah, but yeah, but they don't believe they don't believe that. They don't as a whole. The news manages to find people, conveniently finds people who are harmed, right? But the preponderance of them find this to be a feature.
Mm.
This is what they wanted. I don't see any data that leads me to believe that these people collectively, not individually, that they don't collectively agree with this. Show me some data. Show me some data. Show me some data. Yeah, but Roosevelt. Let me tell you what history tells us about that. As soon as these people are put upon, and they've done this throughout history, they immediately blame it on anybody but white men. And they started doing that already. Remember the plane crash in Washington? And who they blame it on? Black people, right? Remember when they crashed that boat into the bridge in Baltimore? What'd they do? Blame black people. So to the extent their stock market goes down, what they're going to do is point at the black CEOs and the women CEOs and the DEI programs, and that's what's causing it, not them. And these imbeciles will believe that. They've always done it. It's been that way for hundreds of years. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thanks. I'm not buying it, man. Yeah, I hear you, man. Roosevelt, thanks, man. I appreciate you, man. Be well. Okay. He can't hear you. He's passed out somewhere drunk. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Bye, Roosevelt.
See, that's the thing. People don't read their damn history, man.
Well, yeah.
As soon as it goes sideways, they're gonna blame it on black people. They're gonna blame it on Hispanics. They're gonna blame it on some other country.
But they may know their history and do that anyway.
Okay, but that's what they're gonna do, and the preponderance of them who voted for this are gonna believe it. Look at my stock. Look at my 401k account. If those blacks hadn't gotten those jobs, this wouldn't have happened. And Trump's trying to fix it. That's what they're gonna do. They've always done that.
Okay.
What makes you believe it's gonna be different now? What makes anybody believe it's gonna be different now? I'd love to hear it. I'd love to be wrong.
I don't know that we necessarily expect it to be different. I think we're in a place where we're trying to figure out what we can do to stop it.
But we can't be harsh though, right?
I didn't say we can't. I said, you do you, I'll do me. One of us will work and one of it won't. One of us won't. That's just it. There's no way I can do the way you do, but you operate the way you operate. You're a very successful person.
I'm not.
You are. You have a loving family. You have really good friends. So that works for you. Okay. I just don't prescribe to it.
Okay. Set that aside for a second and pay attention to history.
Okay.
What about what's going on now and what we know about history tells us that it'll be different this time?
I'm not saying that it's
asking
not
you,
going to be different.
So it's going to be the same?
I don't know.
Is there any reason
we're just 2 months in?
There's nothing that makes you believe
we're just getting started.
I'm asking.
Ask me that again.
Do you believe there's anything that would lead you to believe it'll be different this time?
And by different, you mean what?
As soon as, and so we know all the Republican cycles since Eisenhower.
Okay.
All of them have managed to crash the economy and make a meaningful contribution to shifting wealth.
Okay.
To the wealthy.
To the wealthy.
Right. Mm-hmm. Every single Republican administration has done that. Reagan even more so than anybody.
Okay.
Right. So, and when things go bad, and I think in Reagan's tenure, they had an economic recession, and he had to do so. I think he cut taxes and then raised them again to solve the recession. And then Bush tried to cut taxes. Bush won, and he created a problem which allowed him not to get reelected.
Well, because he ran on no new taxes.
Right, and then he raised taxes.
Yeah.
So they all created recessions, and in the midst of that, they shifted the wealth from middle and lower incomes to the wealthy.
Okay.
And when things went sideways, they blamed others.
Okay.
Everybody other than white men was the problem and the cause.
Okay.
Is there anything right now that tells you that won't be different. And let me add this: they blamed everybody except white men.
Yeah.
And their voters believe it.
Okay.
Is there anything to make you believe it's going to be different?
Well, obviously not, because it's looking like that's happening, because that is happening, right? The real issue isn't our expectation of it being different. The issue is, how do we get out of this mess? What do we need to do to stop it before it goes any further? Again, we're only 2 months in. Think about how much longer and how much more
Yeah, he's just getting
damage the
started.
man can do in the next, is greater now. The result may look the same, but
The people we're relying on to do something, they ain't showing up.
the ones we need aren't there yet. We got a couple there,
Okay.
but we got to get the old heads out.
I'd like to see evidence. The number 773-763-9278. We're going to get your calls next. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Crucial information.
That's from that Lord Finesse album I've been telling you about. If you haven't listened to that,
No.
he mixes up all these Motown songs like this, beat under him, brings the artist back in to perform on top of it. Come on, man,
I love it.
that's kind of funky. Right
Yeah,
there,
it
man.
is.
He calls it a solidified soul mix.
Okay.
You know
Right.
about that, man. 773-763-9278. Michelle says I'm too harsh. I'm harsh. What was the other word you used? You didn't say aggressive. I'm too much. It's too
Too.
much. Too much. You say so.
That's
Seven.
just my opinion.
Everybody got one. Sometimes I do wish my indifference wasn't so profound.
Yeah. You're not really as indifferent as you think, though,
I don't know. I don't know how you're measuring that. I don't know how you measure it.
because you're so passionate.
They can coexist. I can be passionate about being indifferent. I could be Mr. Hell No all day long. I actually do that pretty. I like doing that actually,
Mm.
Mr. Hell No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But, mm-mm.
I don't know why you don't want people to know that you're really a compassionate,
I
nice
don't know what you
person.
mean by that.
You're a compassionate, nice person. You're a good
I,
human.
I didn't say I wasn't nice. I think you can be. This ain't about me.
Yes, it is.
I think that I was hoping that the first term of this orange imbecile would shake the country up.
You don't think it has?
Nope.
Mm.
Nope. As evidenced by what we saw in the election. There's no greater poll than an election. No greater poll.
Oh, so you mean before the election, you thought that people would?
I thought after his last term and the disaster and all the millions of people that
Sure.
he killed.
Sure. It's a logical conclusion to come to. But what happened? Joe Biden would have won. Can't tell me he wouldn't have.
I mean, I
Because
can't.
they didn't
I
want to
can't
vote
tell you
for a
that.
woman and they didn't want to vote for a black woman.
Okay, well that says a lot all by itself.
Absolutely.
It doesn't even. If you ran a seal, if you ran a seal against this orange imbecile, the seal would get a lot of votes.
I don't know.
A water bottle.
Water bottle. Run a water bottle.
You could run a rock.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way after what you saw in his first term, if this country is who it said it is,
Well, obviously,
for that guy
it's
to
not.
win,
It's not.
because that's who this country is.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And so we know the pre-prescribed behavior
Yes.
of these people in this country.
Yes.
And so we run around thinking, or people run around thinking that we're better than this. They still think that.
Because we want to be better than that.
You can aspire to that, yeah, but you can't say I want to get back to something. It's not that, and it's not just saying it. It's striving for it. I hear the elected officials, especially in the Congress, talk about, or the Senate, talk about regular order. I don't want no more of that. I want disorder. That's the way you change things. Okay, maybe it's just me.
No, it's not.
It's just me.
No, it's not.
I feel alone on this one. Right. Okay. Let's listen, Devin. Let's get Ron calling from Michigan. He wants to lean in on me a little bit.
Yes.
What's up, Ron?
Hi.
We're good. Go ahead and talk. Then. Yes. Wait a minute, Ron. You should probably give us the Cliff Notes version of that story, so anybody who didn't hear you describe him knows who you're talking about. Okay. Ron, thank you, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
He's a devil, plain and simple. And he, he ain't happy unless he's doing something real bad, plain and simple.
Right, I hear you, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Yeah, well, that's a reasonable contribution. I have a hard time. I mean, I fundamentally I feel bad for people who have to be put upon, but the problem seems bigger than that, than a Cuba invasion or whatever.
It's a world problem and it's bad. It's all bad.
Well, that's what they are. Let's see if we can get Paul in here before the next break. Let's get Paul in there, will you? Paul's just finished washing dishes.
Hi, Paul.
Paul actually said, check this out. No, in case you didn't know, Paul is without sight, and Paul told me he watched a fight the other night. I was like, stop messing with me, man. Stop messing with me. How you watch the fight, Paul?
Same way Ray Charles did. He was at those fights.
He was, wasn't he? That's funny.
All right, man. We got a bunch of
Yeah.
calls, man, and we got 3 minutes before a break. Tighten me up, man.
Okay. Well, I don't think Eric is as harsh. And I don't think he's as different as it's like Michelle said, as he likes us to think he is. I mean, and I don't think Eric's a strong arming man either. Eric's more of an incentive type of guy. That's one thing I know about him. It's not strong arming. But what the two of you are talking about, and Michelle's talking about hope, Eric's talking about action. These are two of the three things that are involved in what's called an attitude. That's what psychology defines an attitude as: cognitions or thoughts that are charged with emotion, which predispose behavior or action. And what happened in the election is that there still are a number of, the Democratic, not the base, but the Democratic margin, which are the somewhat likely voters, still have the notion that they're doing something by not doing something. In other words, they're sending a message by not voting. And Barack Obama addressed that. He said, when you don't vote, you're not sending the message. You're not there. You're invisible.
Yeah.
He said, I presume you sent the Congress, you gave me the Congress you want me to work with. That's what he said. And a lot of the Democratic margin are poor people, many of color. And you know that in the black community, there has been an attitude of, we're not going to vote because we're not going to let the Democrats think that they can that we're take advantage of us or that we're in the pocket there. So we're not going to vote. We're not sending the message to the Democrats. You're just not there. And so we have to live with what we have here, but getting down the front, I guarantee you that 25% of the people that were out there protesting yesterday didn't vote.
Mm.
Now they're all upset. Yeah.
The data
they
says
want to
that.
take action, but
The
they
data-
don't think they go wrong action.
The data says that that's likely, that 25% of them didn't vote.
Yeah.
But you got your dumb ass out in the street
Yeah.
waving signs around now. Okay. All right.
Yep.
That's cool.
And
Fine.
they don't get it. And you know what? We're not in a constitutional crisis because Congress has abdicated its powers. But what the court would say about any of these issues, even though the orders that Trump has given are unconstitutional, they're basically there's a lot of kabuki theater. It doesn't mean anything. And yet the threat of tariffs and this economic emergency that is declared, this is all, again, kabuki theater. It's scaring people, it's scaring investors and creating instability in people's minds to sell off. And that's what investors do. But, we have to live with this. And the courts would say about what Trump is doing, if they would say they would decline to rule in much of it because they would say it's a political issue in the sense that not all the branches of government have fully exercised their powers, which Congress has not. So this is like what we have to do is create hope, but we also have to create thoughts about what we can do that will have people take action that means something,
right.
Not just waving signs around and you didn't vote in November. That's true.
Yep. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Paul.
Always a good contribution.
I know. We love Paul.
As long as he's washed the dishes, we're good. Okay, so we're tight on time here, y'all. So I see John, Henry, Frank, Sean calling from Los Angeles. You guys, no sermons. No soliloquies. You can't be Langston Hughes today. Can't do that. Give it to me and we go on to the next person, all right? Stay tuned for more of the family meeting.
Hi, this is Wendy Chelbert at wchelbertlaw.com. Welcome back to the family meeting.
A 2016 study estimated that 13.1 million Americans were victims of identity theft last year. Fight back against your identity being stolen by signing up for Identity Guard. Identity Guard monitors your credit and identity information with alerts that can help you respond quickly if certain changes indicating fraudulent activity are detected, as well as help protect your computer from viruses, keylogging, and other serious threats. Plus, with Identity Guard's dynamic credit management resources and tools, you will have helpful information as you make better financial and credit decisions. Identity Guard includes $1 million identity theft insurance and lost wallet protection, and more if you ever do become a victim. Protect your ID for as little as $6 per month. Yes, that's only $6 per month by visiting lookaftermyid.com. That's lookaftermyid.com to securely sign up for Identity Guard today.
A single K plan is a 401k plan designed especially for business owners and immediate family, regardless if they are incorporated or not. Single Ks offer both employer and employee contributions, and in many cases have no setup fee or annual plan administrative charges. Single Ks are simple to administer with no government reporting required. Most importantly, this plan allows employees to access their savings via hardship withdrawals or loans. Visit our website at polarisadvice.com or call us about your business or organization's retirement plan at 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. Polaris provides empowering advice for everyone.
Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA, and SIPC. Investment advisor services offered through Lion Street Advisors LLC, registered investment advisors. Polaris Wealth Management and Lion Street Financial are not affiliated.
Polaris is introducing a way for you to get empowering financial advice, save, and plan. If you are like a lot of people, you'd like to work with a financial planner, but don't know if you earn or have enough to invest. Save and Plan will allow us to work with nearly anyone from young professionals to retirees looking to travel the world. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up, Polaris gives you a customized financial plan, a real person to speak with, and information to help you make good financial decisions. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com. Call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan. Empowering advice for everyone. Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA. SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
Oh, yeah. I would like to get to know if I could be the kind of girl that you could be down for. 'Cause when I look at you, I feel something tell me that you're the kind of guy that I should make a move on.
I get exotic with the melodic tune. I get hypnotic with the moon, but you got to put me down soon. I flip a sideshow if you come my way. Up, down, and around, even sideways. I'm about as ready as the light can get. We can go all out. I ain't afraid of the sweat, but yet I bet you got the techniques to freak a girl inside out. What's that all about? Can I have some of that? You gotta put me on. Word around town is your 9 men strong. I wanna be put on in the worst way. Since the first day, I think it was a Thursday. You be that brother that I wanna sink my teeth in. Make me wanna ask, where the hell you been? I like the way you be with all that personality, but I got flavor too. You need to get with me.
MC Light is it, man.
Okay.
I ain't ready for MC Light, man. She did a porch. I think she did a porch performance. You ever seen the front porch performance? You ever seen those?
I have.
Oh, that was groovy, man.
I
Like those.
actually saw some old guy who I didn't know. Everybody else knew who he was, but I seen just a regular band. I didn't know until recently they have guests.
Yeah, Big Daddy Kane did one day. They had one of the little begging dudes who used to sing back in the day too. He was on Lenny Williams. Remember Lenny Williams?
That's who I saw.
Yeah,
That's who I saw.
Lenny Williams was on.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, you should watch some of those. They're pretty good. They're as good as the Tiny Desk kind of.
Love those too.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So we're going to try to run through these remaining calls. We didn't do a great job today of clearing the lines. So we've got a few more calls than we normally have left. Nobody here is Langston Hughes. Don't give it to me like that. All right. Let's start with John in Palatine. John, what's up, man?
Hi, John.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
Hey, I mean, I try to listen to y'all every Sunday, man. I love y'all show.
Thank you.
And I was very happy to see these just protests hit the streets because I'm a veteran myself. Okay, I'm 8 years in the service. Got problems, with hearing and I'm limping a little bit. But the VA is already screwed up. It takes its time submitting our work, getting through the work to go through, man. And this clown that they're going to call president, to me, he's a coward, because only cowards, him and Elon Musk are cowards, because only cowards do the thing they do. But that's what this country do. They vote cowards in the office, and they blame everybody else for certain things that they should have been blamed for. That's why this country's all screwed up as it is. You know what? They don't want a real smart woman, black woman in the office. That was too good for them, because they don't like women. Just tell the truth about yourself. You don't like women.
That's true.
If you want women to stay at home and be in the kitchen, You know what? They can't even protect the women. That's what's sad about this country. They can't even protect their own women because women die trying to give birth for these clowns. But you know what? It pisses me off, man, how we go out there and we vote for these knuckleheads. And we vote against their own interests because they don't like black people. And the knuckleheads are out there, the black people are out there talking about, oh, he's not racist. Are you kidding me? How stupid can you be? You stupid or just ignorant. Come on, man. Pay attention to what's going on. Stop watching Fox News that sit around and lie every day. Them guys lie every day, man. People can't even figure it out. They lying to you. They got no news to tell you. They lie to you about everything that goes on because they hate the doggone country. We got to get out of that mindset of being stupid, man.
Yeah.
They don't want to educate you. Think about that, brother. They don't want to educate us. If we educated, we won't be doing stupid stuff like putting a coward back in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. People need to wake up to what's going on, man.
John, do me a favor, man.
They cowards.
Do me a favor, brother. Be healthy, all right, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. We appreciate you, man. Be well.
Yeah, I will be.
Okay.
Thanks,
all right, my
John.
brother. Thank you.
You bet, man. Take care. Let's get to Mississippi came out in me. See that?
I know. That's what I'm
Let's get to Henry in here. Let's see what's on Henry's mind. Henry, can we call you Hank?
No. Hi, Henry.
Hello, hi Michelle, Eric, and happy birthday, Adrian.
Yay.
Now, last week when I called, I talked about how voter suppression and gerrymandering sharply increased after the 2020 election, and that more or less explained how this guy got in office, more so than people not voting, even though it was a large number that didn't vote. But the gerrymandering and suppression is what got him in the office, the cheating. What he accused the Democrats of doing, they did. He projected. This week, I want to talk about Democrats, and, people say Democrats are weak because of weak messaging, and Democrats are soft. And what happened with Democrats is that in 2003, when Citizens United was passed, and the wealthy people were allowed and corporations were allowed to use money as free speech and were able to buy more politicians, then you had an increase in the number of what you call moderate or corporate Democrats, which pushed the progressive wing way over into a small corner. So you got more Democrats making money after 2003 the same way the Republicans are getting money. They all in the same bedroom getting the same money. So the weakness of the Democrat lies in that. And that is what caused, for instance, you spoke of Lyndon Johnson twisting the arms of about 12 senators and about 18 congressmen to get the Civil Rights Bill passed. And we're looking at Donald Trump twisting the arms of about as many senators and congressmen to get whatever he wants passed. The point is that Joe Biden only had two people, Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin, blocking him from passing the bills that swept him in the office, the George Floyd bill and the John Lewis bill. If they would have passed, there wouldn't be no Trump here now. But he didn't get them passed. He didn't put pressure on just two people to get them passed, which leaves room for me to think he was complicit with them. They got the Agent 8 bill passed. So that's my rant for this week, family.
Thanks for your contribution, man. We
Thanks,
appreciate
Henry.
it, Henry. Be safe out there, man. All right.
All right.
All right, my man. Let's okay, so the last call is Sean. Let's get Sean in here calling from Los Angeles, California. Hello.
Oh my.
What's up, Sean in LA? How you doing, man?
Hi. I wanted to say, first of all, hello. The second thing, somebody once said that you can fool some of the people all the time. And case in point, the MAGA people being brainwashed by Fox News and all that right-wing propaganda. You can fool all the people some of the time. I got fooled with the airplane flying in the World Trade Center of New York back then. But you can't fool all the people all the time. And a couple of the MAGA people that I know, at first they said to me, well, this Musk has to go. And then a week later, after Trump did more promise breaking during his election hearing, they then said, well, that was a mistake voting for Trump. I thought it would be better the second time around. So everybody's gone too far nowadays. The people in this country are getting darn fed up.
What took so damn long,
Now,
Sean?
I think that's
Sean,
the
after
reason why
all that
things
we've
are gonna
seen,
be different.
Sean, after all we've seen, what the hell took so long?
I don't know how. I don't have a big enough crystal ball for all that goes on in this country. That this kind of a rigged system we've got. And it ain't just Trump saying it, and because that's one of the lies that he can get away with because there's some truth to it. Okay, part of a lie is a lie is some truth. Okay, so but you think that the elections are the biggest poll. Well, I always think of Frank Luntz, our wonderful pollster who's well known. It's all influencing. It's all marketing. Garbage in, garbage out. That's how this democracy has been treated. They've got MAGA people fed garbage, and they could get all sorts of even moderates like me getting fed garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fed up with it.
Good.
There's going to be some garbage going back.
Good. Throw
And
some
I'll tell
garbage
you,
in. That sounds
the
kind of
ones
harsh,
up
though,
on
Sean. It sounds kind of harsh.
What?
It's a little bit harsh, man.
Very harsh, because the harshness has been feeding down on us.
Sean, we appreciate it, man.
Class
Listen,
warfare has been going down on us all along.
Sean, don't be a stranger,
it's
man.
Stop. It's not going to be allowed.
Sean, don't be a stranger, man. We appreciate the call today,
Thank
man.
you, Sean.
Thanks, Sean. We appreciate it. Sean sounded kind of harsh, didn't he? Huh? He said he wants to throw garbage back at them. How you feel about that, Michelle? Does it upset you?
Your being the way you are doesn't upset me. Him being the way he is doesn't upset me.
It doesn't.
What bothers
he's
you
threatening
is that
garbage.
I'm not aggressive like you are. You don't understand why I want to take a softer approach. And that's a you problem.
No, it's not. No, it's not, man.
Because I'm fine with the way I am. I don't need to be convinced to be harsher, angrier, none of that stuff.
So listen, this is what I tell my kids all the time, especially when they were like first going off on their own. I said, listen, man, if you get in a bind, don't wait till it get bad, man. Let me know early. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to yell at you. But if you wait till it get bad, then I'm going to be mad because it's a big problem then.
Sure.
So you messing around trying to be tidy and organized with them and appeal to their kinder side. I submit to you that these people will never collectively come around. Despite what Sean said, they will not come around.
Then why do either?
Because they will respond to harshness, under threat, duress.
So you're saying my way is a no-win situation.
You won't get anywhere.
I disagree because of my
life.
life's experience. It has worked for me. Do you think I would adopt this particular style that matches Michelle?
Okay, in the
if it didn't
political
work?
arena, how far has it gotten you?
When I worked in political campaigns that I was doing since I was 18, I would fire people in a kind way.
Okay, and this country elected Trump after you did all that. Huh.
That's
How did it work out?
this country elected Trump because they didn't want a woman to hold that office.
Okay, whatever the reason.
Specifically a black woman.
Whatever the reason, you ended up with an orange imbecile and a merry band of Klansmen.
Okay, that's where we are.
By having decorum and order.
I don't know that that's true. It was going to happen. I don't know.
There's three answers. There's I know, I don't know, or I don't know. I don't know is not acceptable. There's a direct line between what we've done and what we've gotten.
Right. I don't disagree with that.
Ain't enough people raising hell. I submit that to you for consideration. Ain't enough people raising hell. We need somebody to raise some hell. Kick some furniture over. At the very least, you need somebody, some hell raisers that you can point to and say, listen, you better holler at me or you're going to have to face him.
Oh, okay. That's an option.
That's how Dr. King got where he got. Smart man, educated man, convincing man. But for Brother Minister, he couldn't point to say, yo, y'all gotta deal with me or deal with him. I'm just saying. Hey, listen, that's all the time we have. We want to thank you for yours. Are we hanging out? We got to go, right? Oh,
Well,
go ahead, the show thing. Go ahead, hurry up.
I just wanted everybody to know that I'll be subbing for our beloved Richard Chew on Chew's Views on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. If you're up that early, come listen.
6 a.m. to 8 a.m. those days.
Oh.
Tune into the family meeting every Sunday at 4. I'm your host, Eric Grant. Peace.
You can be my big daddy. Anytime I spend quality time. Cute face, haircut, like the Halle design. Keep my dad laced up with fly gear and makeup. But you should see her when she wake up. Never could we wake up. Shot till you drop, cause the cream don't stop. Buy a bunch of outfits to sexy and hot. So she could look good for Heavy D. Overweight, loving MC. Rub you gently. You know it's Steve, big CEO, Sex OT. Mac game, similar next to Goldie Flex. You might feel, man. Your room late at night is hell. Or water better stay. So get it right. You be like that. It's that big man. We all up tonight. That's right. Game airtight. While you caught up in the hype. That's right. Niggy, niggy be jiggy. Baby.
Ain't that's about depression. Trying to learn my lesson. I ain't moving in this stressful world. You was the one that happened to me in nature. Told me I was the same girl. Never thought I'd be the one to say it, but thank God we ain't make it. Never thought I'd be the one to say it. Thank God we ain't make it. Traded all off you sugar with the best thing. Thank God we ain't make it. Nothing like karma comes around and you're always gonna die. Thank God we ain't make it. Keep it patient.
Get a breath of fresh lady friend feet. Can I sleep on these MCs, please? In my lover's arms. Like a state leader, man, squeeze up a dome, trying to get fly like Jeff and Cronenberg John. Get my rest, then I get back on it. I just need to sip coffee till you can smell the fear off me. The nicotine will take the edge off it. I love a drink, I should probably keep an eye on that. Toast to the personal growth we about to have. I'm about to bounce, I just wanted to remind you of the fact that time out of my lover's arms when you hear me rap like. I always wake up with a can-do, 2-minute attitude. 3rd minute, I ain't trying to fuck up something brand new. Probably if I don't move or get in my own way, we can stay laid up. Do the Pompeii all day. Who I got so much on my mind for the future that I could wear the Camp Nou to hat soon as I'm back. Skeletor level, how we bone. Like AT aliens, elevators, me and you. Like, you all that jazz. Bird. I know love could be stopped short in the lab, but you know I gotta make bike shorts for the ass. Make the journey more relaxed for my people. Still walk past some folks burning the Quran. Look like they had too much going on. Probably wasn't held by a mother off. Probably had too little time in the lover's arms.
You've been there from the start. It seems you've gone and found another part. You preach about being loyal. Meanwhile, you're the one who's breaking us apart. Don't worry, baby, it's a thing. You're indirect, and all your tweets you post the trigger me, but they don't. Hey, yeah. I'm not a fool, I see you moving. Now that I flip the script on you, you wanna cry. I'm not the one who's out there cheating, but here you go, believe in your lies. No, don't yes, I say you're indirect, and all your tweets you post the trigger me, but they
I'm too grown up for these games. It was so easy at the start, and now it's going up in flames. You can try all you want. You can take your way out. Try to sugarcoat this. Ain't enough, it's time to pack up your things. I gave you enough chances to realize what you had. You took me for granted every time. So take me out the equation and let it sink in that you.
Showed you my flaws, you took advantage. Oh, you're a man escape, but I had you took for granted. Now you're wishing you had it. Please stop blowing up my phone. I'm finally alone, happily alone. Look how I've grown. Now I'm going on my own. I can tell you what you're missing out and just be pretending. You lost a blessing, man, and that's what it comes with. Someone to kiss somebody who could have phone. You would not let it fall. 'Cause every second I spent with your ass, I just end up regretting my past. It's all because of you. Most people wanna leave a trace on somebody's life. You face, you're wasting my time. You ways that I sneak it away. 'Cause of you. 'Cause of you. 'Cause of you. I'm such an optimist for trying hard to see the best in someone who only gave me the words to themselves. And I stayed too long, should have been gone at the first red flag you showed me. You're guilty, but it led you through hell. It's such a blessing, I don't care what I've been through. You were just a mess of what you've been through. I got to test, no, I'm not really into somebody gave a bottle. So every second I spent with your ass, I just be begging for that. It's all because of you. Yeah. I found out just how excellent I That's how resilient I am. 'Cause I survive. Yes, I'm alive. I
Greetings, friends. So we meet again. The searching that I've been doing has led me to this moment. Found the main component. Yeah. Streets crazy, man, I nearly fell victim. Just another number in the system. Oh, they would have missed him. Gone like the clouds in the distance. Yo, it could be over in an instant. Gotta give thanks, cause it could have been a mess. PTSD, I ain't coping with the stress. Trying to get the last laugh took me to the depths. I was living with this hard heart, heavy and depressed. Pride to the test, can't express.
That's the difference.
No, I think what you're saying is I lead with that. I don't lead with that.
Well, you make it seem like you do.
I lead with making them aware. In my back pocket is the willingness to harm you. So let's talk, right? If we can't work it out, we can work it out like
See,
one
I
man.
feel like that starting that way is just not a good way to start.
That's where they are, though. That's where they are. It's not where I started. It's where they've started. Don't say that like that. You don't believe me?
I'm not saying I don't know.
You do know. The history tells you that that physical harm is their tool.
Okay.
They assembled a white mob on January 6th to deliver physical harm.
Yes,
they didn't
that's
get
true.
what they wanted.
That's true.
And all throughout history, we've seen people in this country use or threaten physical harm as a means for controlling people. So unless you have the willingness, at the very least, to tell them, I am prepared to give you physical harm. And how you communicate?
I hear you.
No,
it's not that I don't believe you. That's not it at all. My prescription for that kind of stuff is just different than yours. And that's okay.
That's how people end up hanging from trees.
Thank you.
I'm just saying.
What a great note to end on.
I'm just
That's
saying.
so fantastic.
They want to harm you. The only way to affect change that we know in this country, we've seen it, history tells us, the only way to affect change is fiscal or physical harm. Their choice.
Okay.
And they do it all the time. Right now, these Klansmen in the White House are delivering fiscal harm to control people.
Yes.
Snatching money from people. They're delivering fiscal
Firing
harm.
people. But we're doing the same by not shopping at Target anymore.
Fiscal harm.
Yes.
And it causes
And
change.
yes.
Right? And if for some reason.
Well, we'll see. I hope.
Well, we hope, right? Well, it's changing their stock outlook.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
If and when we put physical harm in our quiver, things change. Listen, this is an option. This is always an option.
Sure it is.
You can work it out. I'm gonna tell you up front. This is an option for me today. So let's talk. If we can't work it out, we'll do it that way.
Okay.
All right, Miss Scrappy. Miss Scrappy.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the element of surprise either.
A little bit, because then it forces you, because the society has become accustomed to you not being willing to deliver physical harm. Right? So they fully expect they can say anything or do anything to you, and you won't do anything about it except talk.
It depends on what they say.
Well, okay. All right, we gotta go.
Okay.
Michelle.
Bye.